Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 81 of Reaction Time Podcast.
How are
What's
you
good?
today, Sam?
I'm good. How are you doing, Craig?
I'm fantastic. We're talking about the Joker.
Joker.
Because Sam hasn't seen it.
I have seen it now.
You have seen it now, but you hadn't seen it.
Hadn't. Not hasn't.
Well,
had not, because now I
have.
have. Okay? Okay, wait. Is this movie called The Joker or Joker?
I think it's just Joker.
Just Joker.
Just Joker.
Just
I don't think it's called The. Yeah.
Only Joker, not The Joker, because he's
Joker.
At best, he's a Joker.
Yep, it's just Joker. I just
because in a movie, in a world where there's too many Joker movies, we got another one.
Yes.
And we're getting another one.
Yes. A sequel to this one.
Yeah.
Which is why we're reviewing it, because you had never seen this.
Correct. And the next one comes out very soon.
Yeah. And we have to review the newest one because it's going to be huge.
Yes. The next one comes out when? October
4th. Yeah.
October 4th.
It's pretty quick.
Almost 5 years to the day.
Yeah.
From the first one. Well,
what are your thoughts?
I loved it.
Yeah.
It was very dark.
Yes.
But I very, very, very much enjoyed the groundedness of it.
Yes.
I went into it thinking, oh my gosh, I've seen too many movies about villains or anti-heroes without their main superhero in it, and I've hated all of them. Please make it stop. I was like, how can you have a Joker movie without a Batman? Right?
Right.
And it's mostly been a bunch of Spider-Man movies without Spider-Man in it because of Sony.
Yeah.
But still, I'm just like, can we not anymore? But then
the first Suicide Squad was terrible.
Yeah.
The second one, you do need to see that one.
I do need to see that one still.
Yeah.
So I had my reservations. I had heard from everybody that it was good, but that has never made me love a movie. So, but it was very good. And I loved the approach of Joker, and it did not feel like they were trying to beat Heath Ledger's Joker.
No.
It was just completely different. Not completely, but mostly. Mostly very, very different. And I thought it was really intriguing and really cool.
Because that almost felt like when they did Suicide Squad and they added Joker in there, it felt like they were trying to kind of beat Heath Ledger, and it's like, you just can't do that.
Yeah,
like,
no.
It's impossible.
Correct.
His acting in that was perfection, right?
Even this one, I would choose Heath Ledger over this Joker any day.
Oh, yeah.
But I still like this one.
He's like, Heath Ledger's here, and then Joaquin Phoenix is like...
Yeah.
He's still really, really good.
But I also don't think... I actually think that this Joker would not be as fun with a Batman.
No.
Because there's no way he can beat Batman.
No. And
he's not like cunning or anything. He's just crazy.
He's just crazy.
Yeah.
And that's all he needs to be.
Yeah.
And I hope they don't try to do anything with that.
Robert Pattinson shows up at the end and kisses Lady Gaga and shoots Joaquin Phoenix. It's like, I'm a vampire.
Okay. I might, if he then shot Lady Gaga, I'd give that a 10 out of 10.
No, he kisses her. He doesn't shoot her.
Well, yeah, I know. But
he kisses her, and then he looks at the screen and he says, "This is for you, Craig."
One of my old coworkers perfectly described this movie when it came out. He was like, I loved that movie, but I did not enjoy watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of just how insane and dark and mentally unstable it all is.
Yeah.
This is not a movie you feel happy and uplifted afterwards. This is a movie that was like, oh my gosh, that movie was really, really good, but I'm now sad.
Yeah, that's about right. That I think is the perfect explanation.
But I'm sad.
Yeah. Yeah, almost everything about the movie was really good, but it's like I don't want to watch it again.
it's a hard movie, and so like I was okay watching it again, but it'd been like 5 years almost,
Uh-huh.
you know? And so it's like, okay, I don't remember a ton of it. I remembered certain scenes, and I've rewatched certain scenes like 20 times
Mm-hmm.
because they're so good. But like the little things throughout the movie, I was like, oh, I had forgotten about that, or oh, I had forgotten about that. And so I'm now at that point again where I'm like, okay, I probably won't watch this movie for a long time again.
Yeah. And I feel
But
like
it's so
I'm
good.
giving myself ample time between this one and the next one, so I
Yeah.
can feel okay again before I watch the next one, which is what I need.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was good. I would probably give it like a 9.4.
Okay, I was gonna do nine
There were
five.
there were some things in it that I did not think were perfect, but overall I
Oh no.
really thought it was well made. And yeah,
Yeah.
it was
There's
good.
only one thing that kind of bugs me, but we
Okay.
can get into that when we talk about it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, do you want to
since
just
this is
jump
kind
into
of
the
spoiler free,
spoilers?
yeah, I mean, just like
Yeah,
it's a
let's
5-year-old
get into
movie.
it because I mean, it's been out
Yeah.
and there's not like a lot of spoilery things about it anyway.
Yeah.
I just
We
kind of feel
can't
like a
really
lot of what
talk
we
about it
say
without
is really not going to
spoilers.
ruin the movie, you know?
No, it's not.
So, and I'm guessing if you jump into spoilers with us anyway, you've seen it
Yeah.
or you won't see it,
So
you know? So this is on you,
this is all on you.
all on you.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's
let's
do
talk
it.
about them
The
visuals.
the visuals.
Yeah.
My first note is he's skinny.
Dude, yeah, he's
He's
really
real
skinny.
skinny.
I wonder how much he weighed for this movie.
I don't know how much he lost
But yeah,
because it's
super
freaking
skinny.
real.
Oh yeah.
And I respect actors and stuff that do that. At the same time, it's like, dude, how damaging is that to your body? To just like lose a ton of weight and then gain it back? Like, wouldn't
Yeah.
that not be? I mean, obviously it's not healthy, but is that not like very so taxing on your body and like
Yeah,
damaging? I don't know.
but how much would somebody have to pay you to do that? How much what's your minimum?
Oh gosh. That's hard because that takes a long time.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that would probably take like for me especially like a good year. So, you know, couple $100,000.
Yeah, well he made $4.5 million. So I mean, I would do it.
Yeah, but
He's
he
getting
was filming
paid
this movie for like 3 years probably.
he's getting paid 20 million for Joker 2.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's like more than quadrupling
Dang.
his salary, which good for him, you know?
That's still 5 times less than Robert Downey Jr.
Right? But yeah, he's very skinny. But I mean, you know what? That's part of your field, you know?
No, I know it is. I just
But
wonder
yeah,
what
it's just
that does to
crazy.
your body.
Yeah. I mean, it can't be
Yeah.
great, but I think they also do it generally in a way that is as healthy as possible. You know,
Yeah.
they got dieting people and fitness coaches and all that. But I mean, obviously, there's a point where it's unhealthy no matter what.
Yeah. Well, and
But he
how
did
long did it take to film? So how long
probably
did he have to stay
probably
that
a
skinny?
year.
Yeah.
Most movies film somewhere between 6 months and a year.
So he had to stay that way for a long time.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I just think this movie was shot really, really well.
Yeah.
Cinematography, color grading,
So good.
all of that was just really, really, really good. It was kind of like the standout visual thing for me, especially in a movie with little to no CGI. Well, there was
Yeah,
not, no,
yeah.
there was some CGI, but um, really good. And I feel like it in a lot of ways is just kind of, there's nothing crazy about it, but at the same time, there's something so good about it that I feel like it's got its own design language in a way. Like you can almost
Yeah.
tell I don't know, if you saw just like one still from this movie, you could almost like tell that it's from this movie.
Yes, I
You
know
know,
what you mean.
I don't know what it is. It's the coloring and contrast and all that kind of stuff, but it has its own feel for sure, and I like it.
Well, like if you take the scene where he empties the fridge and then gets inside it,
Mm-hmm.
it zooms in a little bit, but it's not like it's on wheels and it's zooming in. Somebody is holding it because it kind of just rocks a little bit.
Yeah.
Like it's like somebody's
Yeah.
walking closer slowly. And so it's like those little design choices that's like make it unique for its own movie.
Yeah.
They could have just zoomed in the camera or had it on a rolling thing that they just pushed, but no, they had somebody filming it and just kind of slowly walk closer. Just like little stuff like that was just kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool.
And the shots and stuff that they had, just the
Uh-huh.
angles and everything. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What notes do you got?
So the only other one that I actually have, a lot of the visual ones actually moved to story because they're more of story things.
Okay. That's
The only
kinda
other
mine,
one
too.
was there was some CGI blood that was mid for me.
Which part?
When he is rocking the guy's head against the wall and it was like splashing.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's CGI for sure. So whatever. I mean, that's fine. I think in a situation like that, especially because it was filmed from an angle where you can't see his head hitting the wall necessarily, I think you should do that practically.
Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't be
Personally.
able to.
But
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's for, I don't know, maybe it's for resetting purposes. Like if you have to do a bunch of takes, you don't want him already covered in blood or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was like, I could tell the animation of it was very low budget CGI.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Okay, whatever. That's fine. Didn't take me out of it or anything, but yeah. That was my only
No.
other note for like the actual visuals themselves.
Okay. The only other two notes that I have that aren't kind of part of story also is him running into the glass door. I don't know. It's kind of one of those things like when we were talking about with the other movie where he ran into the glass and it didn't break. Oh, Monkey Man. And it was like, I'm not sure what that was. It was
Yeah.
funny for me because it's him running into like a glass door, but like, it's not necessarily a funny movie, you know?
Right.
But it was just, I just thought it was great. I enjoyed it, and I was just like, it just a random change of pace in like 2 seconds to make something funny like that.
Yeah.
And then the only other thing that I have is when he's dancing on the police car at the very end. It did not look like he was standing on top of a car. It looked like he was just on a flat surface that they put for him to be in. Because you don't see the car. You just see him doing his like little dance and stuff. But like the car had crashed, right? So he should be at kind of like somewhat an angle.
Yeah.
But it looked like he was just standing on a platform.
Interesting.
Which I thought was weird. It didn't line up.
Yeah.
Which, why not have a car that's crashed and he dances on it, you know?
Yeah. Maybe they filmed it after the fact.
They probably did.
I don't know.
That's
That's
I noticed that
interesting.
and I was like, oh, that looks a little weird.
I didn't notice that. The one other thing I will say is I think it's cool when movies are able to get one shot that becomes iconic. And I don't think every movie does that.
No.
And even some of the big movies don't do that, you know?
No,
But I think a lot of movies have kind of one still that you can take from it that is like, this is going to be an iconic shot for a really long time. And him dancing on the stairs is just like one of those things. Just who knows why. It's the same as like Captain America grabbing the hammer. You know what I mean?
Oh,
It's,
yeah.
It's, you know, it's stuff like that that will live on for some reason, you know, and it's hard to pinpoint exactly what it is, but they just
Captain
get
America
all
with
the
hammer
pieces in
makes
place.
sense.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah, because that's like an iconic moment also. You know? This is not even a big, it's not even an important part of the movie. You know, he's just going down the stairs. And it's kind of towards the beginning too. Well, maybe middle of the movie. But yeah, but I thought, I mean, it's cool that they were able to capture that.
I know, it's so cool.
Yeah. Okay, so what would you give it?
Um, I didn't necessarily notice too much of the blood, but that the police car thing threw me off. Um, but everything else, just the way they shot, like when he shoots the kids and when he shoots Murray at the very end, and like stuff like that are like shocking and very well done.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, yeah, there's a couple things that are a little bit weird, but overall, it's very, very good. So
Yeah.
I would do 197.
Cool.
So
I was gonna do 196.
nice.
I fully agree. A lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so the story.
Yeah.
I didn't take a lot of notes for two reasons. One, I was on an airplane watching it on my phone, sharing it with my wife, so that would have been the most annoying thing ever. To pause it over
so
and over and over
was she watching it with you?
Yeah, she was watching with me.
Okay.
And then the other reason is because there's so much that I was never going to write it all down.
No, I didn't write any story notes down because I was just so enthralled with the story.
Yeah, and I can remember all of it.
Oh, yeah.
But ultimately it's a lot of shock.
Mm-hmm.
And not necessarily you're shocked that he did certain things, but just the way they happen is shocking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you fully expect him to snap and murder people.
Oh, yeah.
You know that from the first second of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know that before you watch the movie. You're like, he's going to kill somebody because it's the Joker, right?
Yeah.
But I really, really enjoyed the whole entire life story.
Yeah.
Every ounce of background, and his mom being a psych patient and
causing a lot of his problems.
And just so much stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't want to say everything. So do you want to,
yeah.
Give your 2 cents about anything?
No, to me, it was all shocking enough, and it all made sense, and nothing felt out of place. Like,
yeah,
you can make something that's intense and dark just for the sake of being intense and dark, like to have that shock factor, or like the, oh my gosh, this is crazy, for no reason, right?
Yeah.
This made sense, and you understood every decision that he made, whether it was killing the kids, whether it was killing his own mom, whether it was killing Murray at the end, like all of those things, it made sense. Like, it didn't feel out of place. And not just because it's Joker, but because of how well they showed his background and his story, and just how everything unfolds, and how his life just really falls apart, and he uncovers more and more stuff about his life that he didn't know, and he's been lied to basically since birth, you know?
Yeah.
And nobody has loved him, and everybody has treated him like trash, except for the people that are also trash or homeless, you know? And so you understand why he hates Thomas Wayne. He doesn't have any reason to really hate Thomas Wayne if he was just a homeless guy. But because of his backstory and everything, you understand why he doesn't like him. You understand why he does what he does. And so I really like that, because it felt like they put the time, they put the care into not just creating a story, but explaining the story. And you can put yourself in his shoes, you know? As dark and evil as he is, you can put yourself in his shoes and kind of understand him, which is crazy.
Yeah. It is. It was an interesting experience because you're not rooting for him necessarily, but kind of.
No. Yeah. Again, it's like you understand it. It's like, no, I don't want him to kill his mom, but like, yo, she basically caused all of this. She lied to him. She's been lying to him. All this other kind of stuff. So you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he's doing that. But it's like, I understand why you're doing that, you know? Like,
and she let her boyfriend beat him and
Just
turn
beat
him
the
into
crap
what
out
he
of him.
is.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
she's the villain.
She
You know?
is. It's no different.
Yeah, it's just cool that it was layered, you know? And
Yeah.
and I don't really feel like I have to compare this much to, the Dark Knight Joker, but that one is fun in its own aspect because there's no backstory and he makes it up every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And that's
And he's just
cool
insane.
in and of itself, right? He's just insane and you have no
Yeah.
idea what the truth is and you almost don't need to. But then
Yeah.
you go to this one and you find out everything
Yeah.
and you learn every single thing about it. And it was fun to like for a second think that maybe Thomas Wayne was his dad. Cause I was like,
Yeah, it
when he found that
was.
letter, I was like, wait, whoa. Cause that would be,
That'd be
honestly, that
kind of
would, even if
cool.
it was true, that'd be a sick twist.
It
That
would
would
be.
be cool. And then it was also cool that he wasn't and that she was just crazy. Um,
And you think he
and
has that
so
girlfriend the whole time and she doesn't even know who he is.
that
And
one, they got me a little bit with
yeah.
it because here's the thing. She's beautiful. Okay. And he is not.
No.
And, so at first they're kind of talking and laughing and having fun. And I'm like, weird. Maybe she's like one of those people who's really good looking and normal, but also is super weird. So loves hanging out with weird people. And I was like,
Uh-huh,
okay,
uh-huh.
fine. Maybe I can see it. And then my brain went to, did they mess up on the casting and they did that thing where they like accidentally hire a beautiful person to play a non-beautiful person role?
Mm-hmm.
And all this stuff. And so I was kind of flip-flopping, but I feel like I never actually, for some reason, came to the conclusion that it was all in his head.
Right.
I don't know why. And then finally when she's like, she freaks out because he's in her apartment, I was like,
Yeah.
duh. I'm an idiot. Like, how did you not see that coming? You know what I mean?
I didn't see it coming the first time.
I didn't, And so I think they did that really well. And I love that they then went through all of the shots where he's with her and then it flips to a
just
different
alone.
angle and she's not there.
Yep.
I really liked that.
That was
a
so
lot.
cool. That was so
really
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the biggest thing for me because kind of like you're saying with the Dark Knight, I'm not rooting for the Joker in the Dark Knight, right?
No.
Because I don't know the Joker. I just know he's evil, he's crazy, he's killing people. I am very intrigued by how he got his scars and all that other kind of stuff, but I'm not rooting for him. And this one, yeah, again, you're not really rooting for him. You don't want him to kill people, but it's like at the same time, when he shoots Murray, you're like, yeah, like, dude,
Yeah.
you literally brought him onto your show just to make fun of him. You are getting what you deserve. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and for people that are listening, look, I'm not trying to be like, oh my god, just kill everybody.
Greg's like,
but,
yeah, shoot everybody who you don't agree with.
Shoot everybody who treats you like trash. No, I'm just saying you understand it and you're like, oh yeah, like,
Yeah.
he kind of did deserve that in a
In a movie way.
In the movie way, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, not in a real life way, but yes,
I'm not
for
insane.
sure. And that's what makes it such a fun viewing experience because it puts you in a different seat than you normally are in a movie, right?
Yeah.
Whenever
yeah.
you're rooting for the bad guy and you're really not even fully sure why, it makes for a unique viewing experience, which ultimately
Yeah.
I think is what this movie was all about anyway.
Yeah.
So I think they hit that right on the head. So it's like this really cool
definitely.
combination of plot twists and like really getting to know the character without so much exposition. Because I feel like some movies struggle with that where the way you learn stuff is somebody tells you it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're like,
Yeah.
oh, when you were 4 years old, this and this and this happened to you. And there was some of that, right? But I
Yeah.
feel like you're more able to learn it with him,
Yes.
which is much different than
it telling
like
you.
I think of these funny like TikToks that are making fun of like Disney Channel movies or something like that, where a brother and sister will be talking and it's like, hey, do you remember when we were 8 years old and mom and dad went off to the store and did this and this and this and this and this, and then this happened and this happened and this happened and this happened? And it's like, okay, well, that was lazy. Just like tell us the backstory. And so I think they did a really good job at like helping you watch this movie almost from the Joker's perspective of watching this movie. This is very cool, almost first person point of view of the movie.
Yeah. No, it was really cool.
Yeah.
So I have one question for you.
Okay.
On the story. The end. Did he shoot Murray? Like, actually, did that actually happen? Or is that in his head?
Well, I think he did, because if he didn't, then is the rest of the movie in his head? The riots and the cops and the
girlfriend is.
I think he shot him.
Okay.
Because I don't think anybody else he killed was in his head. I think he really killed his mom, and he killed those dudes on the train, and he bashed that guy's head in. Also loved, I know I shouldn't, but I loved that scene when he goes in and he kills the guy, and then he lets the little person go.
Lets Gary. Yeah, he lets Gary. I think his name's
But I was
Gary
so scared when Gary couldn't reach the lock. I
know.
No,
I was like, don't come up and just kill him.
But he'll just let him go.
Nope, he just let him go.
So I think he did it.
Okay.
But I think we'll find out.
That was kind of the thought when that movie came out. People were speculating, like, whenever you introduce something in being somebody's head, you never know what's real, right? And so,
yeah, because he fantasized about it for a little bit of the movie.
Well, he fantasized being on that show, and so it's like, did somebody actually record him doing stand-up, and it made enough, publicity that Murray caught it, and he showed it on his show, and then he had his people call Murray to come onto the show and like do that whole thing. Like, is that whole thing even real, or is that what he made up in his head because he wanted to be on the show?
Yeah.
It's
an interesting thought. I'm really not sure.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they'll touch on it in the next one. If it was real, we'll know.
I'm sure.
Probably right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's cool. I like that. I like not knowing.
Yeah.
And that means in the second one they can do whatever they want.
Exactly. There's enough craziness in his head for you to not really know what's real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the only... Sorry, one more.
Go ahead.
The only thing that, like... And it really shouldn't bug me, but it was just, I guess, not needed. Why did we need another scene of Bruce Wayne's parents dying? Why was that even in there?
That's like really good point, because he wasn't even involved.
With anything? No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
Was it to me it felt like, oh, we're going to show it's tied to Batman in a way,
That's the thing, is like that's what I like about the newest Spider-Man movies. We don't get the origin because we've already got that.
Yeah.
Twice. Like we don't need it again.
Uncle Ben doesn't die for the 12th time.
Yeah. And so I was like, well, okay.
Yeah.
Like we didn't need it. We know that happens,
Yeah, we know that happens. And I think to me it would have been perfect. He meets Bruce at the gate, and they have that little bond for a second, and then he talks to Thomas Wayne at in the bathroom and stuff, and just leave it at that. I didn't need anything else.
I even would have liked it better, because that's when the Joker, like, does he shoot up the movie theater? Is that what's happening? Why do they leave the theater?
I don't think he shoots it up. I think it's just the chaos of everything.
Yeah, something starts happening outside.
All the clowns start coming and murdering everything. They're like bashing in windows.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I would have been totally fine if you just kind of see the Waynes leave the theater and that's it. Because then at least it's like, oh, I wonder if this is where they go die.
Yeah.
I think that would have been cooler. And we didn't need any of it at all. But
yeah, They show the clown, and he puts on the mask, and he turns to go down the hallway. Cut it right there. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do.
Yeah.
I don't need to see him dying again. What was the point, you know?
Yeah. Martha.
And maybe they were trying... Yeah. And he says you get what you deserve, so, I mean, they were tying it into what he said to Murray. So, like, I like that the thought process of Joker this whole time has been responsible for his parents' deaths.
Yeah.
I think that's a cool twist. But I didn't need it.
Can I tell you one thing that and I don't think this has anything to do with the movie, but one thing that I kind of couldn't get past because they put Bruce Wayne in there, I just in my mind was starting to do the math, right? Because how old's Bruce Wayne in this? Like,
I literally
10?
did the same thing.
Right? So if he becomes Batman when he's like 25, then the Joker's like in his 60s.
I know.
And I'm like, then he's an old man, and it doesn't seem like a fair fight. And I'm like,
No, they should be relatively the same age.
Yeah, it should be close.
Yeah, like maybe 5, maybe
I'm even fine
10
if the
years.
Joker's 10 or 15 years older.
Yeah.
Than Bruce. But when you start getting a superhero who's fighting the elderly, he starts to not become a hero anymore. You could put that on a movie poster for the next Batman. It's like Robert Pattinson and like, I don't know, Morgan Freeman as Batman.
I was going to say
like
Morgan
89
Freeman.
years old.
Or
as the Joker.
Michael Caine.
Yeah, so many old people. The alternate universe where Alfred becomes the Joker, but he's like 106.
Yes.
And Bruce Wayne just throat punches him and he dies. But, so I don't know if that really has anything to do with the movie. Because, yeah. I don't know if it has anything to do with the movie because more than likely this won't turn into Joaquin Phoenix Joker versus Robert Pattinson Batman or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's there. Do you
think they'll do anything in the second movie with it?
No, I don't.
I think it's just going to be him and Harley Quinn.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to talk about for the story?
No. The only other the other thing I wanted to ask you. What was your thought on him having a condition where he laughs? Did you like that take? Okay.
I loved it. Yeah.
It was cool.
So the I thought it was cool because I think this whole movie, very obviously what they tried to do was humanize the Joker. And I think it was smart of them to use something that unique.
Yeah.
Because the Joker's unique. He's a unique psychopath in a lot of ways.
Oh, yeah.
And so pulling something in like that gives him an extra level of craziness, but also something that makes him in a way not crazy. It's like, it seems crazy on the outside, but then you look at it from a medical perspective and you're like, oh, well, that's not a crazy attribute of him.
Right.
So it's almost like a conflicting thing where you're like, oh, right off the bat, I'm like, he's crazy, but wait, no, he's not because it's a condition,
Yeah.
So I loved it.
Yeah, it was cool.
I thought it was clever.
What would you give the story?
Pretty high. I think it was unique enough and had enough twists to be good for me and not a lot of like plot holes because it wasn't super complicated, which is cool.
No.
I'd give it a 198.
Okay. I'll do 195.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, really so acting. This is actually where I had the most issues.
Okay.
Probably. So first off, I think Joaquin Phoenix for me was like a 199.
Okay.
I think for almost the entire thing, he was phenomenal, but I did just feel a few spots where he was overacting.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you exactly what they are because I didn't write them down, but there were a couple spots where I was not all in. Whereas like Heath Ledger, there was not a moment where I didn't feel like this man is the Joker.
Right.
And again, it's not even a comparison thing.
No.
But
I'll say that whole him being on the the Late Show or Tonight Show or whatever.
Yeah.
That was 200 territory.
Really good.
That was
Really
so good.
And I am
He was
talking
perfect.
about 1 or 2 scenes of like maybe 5 seconds each where I was like, oh, he's trying a little too hard. But the rest of it, man, is so good.
He's so good. He's
so good. One of, even though for me it wasn't flawless, one of the best performances of our generation for sure.
Yeah. He's awesome.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, who did you have issues with then?
It was a lot of side character people, and it wasn't a lot of them actually. So the one thing I think that bugged me the most, and this is maybe a director thing and less of an actor thing, but there was some acting, when he's in the apartment bashing the guy's head in and the little person's off in the corner, he did not sell
being scared,
fear or shock or anything like that how I needed him to. And you know, there's several different ways that a person would handle that event, right? There's fight, there's flight, there's freeze, mostly.
Yeah.
And just it was kind of like, oh, whoa! It was like this weird mix of all of them, and it just did not do it for me.
Yeah. That's literally the one thing I had too.
For me, in that situation, a freeze is the easiest and in some ways the best choice, is just to have them like so shocked they can't move or speak.
Just shocked, yeah.
Especially in his position where he's smaller and he's not gonna obviously like, he probably doesn't have any weapons or anything. He's kind of cornered.
Yeah.
So it's like that was one thing there, and then the exact same thing when he shoots Murray. There's a lady on the couch next to a dude, and the guy just like kind of grabs her, and she's like, "Oh my!" It's like kind of this weird like.
And they just sit there the whole time.
Yeah.
They never leave.
Like I'd probably book it.
Why wouldn't you
I'm
book
more
it?
of a freeze person, but if it's a room that big, I probably book it.
You know, if everybody else is booking it, why wouldn't you book it?
Yeah. So it was really only those two spots. I think everybody else did really good.
Yeah.
But it was mainly that.
I thought the mom did fine.
Yeah, I think she was good.
Yeah.
Not the best, but good.
No. The girlfriend did good. Thomas Wayne did good. I mean, he wasn't in it for much.
Yeah.
But like all of the other side characters and stuff did pretty good. So
I think
but yeah, that was my biggest issue too.
I can see kind of two different schools of thought on one, because you have such a standout actor and a standout performance from Joaquin Phoenix. Part of me thinks, you know, is it better if nobody else is great so he can truly shine? Or is it better to have also great actors, and so it's just there's so much feeding off of each other?
What do you think, like Get Out? Almost all of them were fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think,
you know,
I think maybe there was a lack of that. And I mean, what's the Murray guy's name? Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro, yeah.
Like I think he was great. He's always great.
He was fantastic.
You know, and I think them
great.
feeding off of each other was a different experience. Right?
So good.
So that's where I kind of take issue, where I'm like, maybe you could have had better people as these other characters. And that doesn't mean big names, right? Robert De Niro is a big name, but you don't have to be a big name to do great. You know, I couldn't name a single actor in Get Out. I don't know any of their names. You know what I mean? But they're all great.
Yeah.
And
they're all fantastic.
So I think it lacked surrounding Joaquin Phoenix, you know? So yeah, I'm curious because like Lady Gaga, I know you hate her. Have you seen her act in anything?
I don't hate her.
Have you seen her act?
I haven't.
Has she acted?
I know yeah, she did that one with
crap. But it's a music. Oh, I mean, I guess it's still acting. Star is Born. Bradley Cooper.
Born. Thank you, Bradley Cooper. Oh my gosh.
I haven't seen that. So I don't know what her acting chops are like. I want to keep an open mind. I mean, my initial feeling is like she's going to be terrible because it's
I
like a singer jumping into an acting role, you know? But I don't know. She could
I
be
don't even
great.
know. I don't even know. Well, no, she might because she is kind of insane. Like
Yeah.
just in real life, you know. I
Yeah.
mean, obviously she's not like mentally insane or anything like that.
Right.
I mean, some of the stuff she wears probably, but um, I, I'm trying to trust them that that was the correct choice, and I just wonder for where how good this first movie was, how insane Walking Phoenix did in this movie. Of all the actresses that are out there, I just don't want them to pick her because they wanted to make it kind of a musical and they wanted somebody to sound good.
Yeah.
So they picked somebody who could act enough but could sing
Yeah.
and not just the perfect person.
Right. Right.
I could be wrong. I mean, from the trailers, it looks good,
Mm-hmm.
and I hope it's not like an actual musical.
Yeah.
That'll really be the thing that pisses me off. But not the musicals are bad. I mean, The Greatest Showman. I love that movie. You
Yeah.
know, I I don't mind them. I just it's such a shift,
Well, you know
and
what's
I'm just
interesting
wondering
though
why.
is before I had seen this movie, I was so confused about why they would do the second one a musical.
Yeah,
Everything in me was like, that is the worst idea ever in the entire universe. Now that I've seen the first one, it
with him
actually like
dancing.
you can
Yeah,
see 100% where it would come in. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
and I
I'm
seeing it again. I'm feeling that way too.
Yeah, like my guess is they're, maybe, he wants to be a comedian. Maybe she's a singer. And maybe they just kind of feed off of this thing where they just kind of do the crazy singing together thing sometimes.
Hmm.
I doubt the whole thing's like a musical. I can
I
guarantee
think
it's not Les
so.
Mis, right? Where every line is sung.
No, no, no.
Um, I would expect 4 to 6 musical things quickly, but I would probably expect mostly like a normal movie. But I don't know, you know.
I don't know.
But now it
Yeah,
makes sense to me. I'm not saying that I'm like fully confident in it, but I get it. I think
yeah,
so.
yeah.
Yeah,
You just take like take the Lion King remake. They had
yeah,
like Beyonce because
yeah.
she could sing. She didn't do good.
I
I mean,
mean,
she did
kind of.
fine voice
Beyonce's not even that
acting.
good of a singer, but
No, I'm just meaning they got a singer, right?
yeah, yeah.
But like, and that was just voice acting. That wasn't even actually like acting,
Uh
and it
huh.
was fine. It wasn't great, you know.
Yeah.
But that's where I'm just like, where this was so good, I just don't want him to ruin it.
Uh huh.
And so it's hard for me to be like, she's the right one.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't like, if they weren't even going anywhere musical, would they have picked her?
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah. I guess we will see.
who knows? We'll see. We'll see in like a freaking month. So,
Yeah. So what would you give the acting?
um, it's hard. I mean, to me, Walking Phoenix was a 200. Um, but there were just, I'll do 192.
Okay.
Still really good. I'm bringing it up a ton because of him.
Yeah.
But everybody else other than Robert De Niro was just good
Yeah.
or not great.
Yeah. I'm going to give it a 191, which I know sounds like I'm
Okay.
going based off of yours, but I wasn't. I had already picked that number.
It's funny how
Okay.
close ours are sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, so score wise,
Yes.
what are your thoughts?
Okay, so the violin,
Sorry, I had something on my mic.
the no, you're good. The violin, or was it a violin? Was it a cello?
I think it was cello.
Was it a cello? Just because it was a
Yeah.
little darker, a
Yeah.
little
It's a little
deeper.
deeper. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, fantastic.
Really
Loved
good.
it.
Really good.
So good. but that was kind of just the same thing over and over, you
Yeah.
know? And then they just had like some kind of like hit songs.
Yeah.
So, but I'm trying to think about it. I don't know if I need it anymore though. Like the cello over and over again was good enough for me because it created that tension and it was familiar and
Yeah.
you knew when it was coming that he was kind of in his insanity state, you know?
Yeah. I think I think it was the right amount of music in a lot of ways. And
Yeah.
it's hard to say because you never know what it would be like with more
Mm-hmm.
unless you look one up on YouTube, you know,
Right, right,
because
right.
people rescore movies all the time.
All the time.
But I think yeah, it's hard. I'm a little torn because it was so like repetitive and basic, but again, yeah, it's like was that the right call though? Because
Yeah.
it did work
It did
for
work.
the movie. So, I mean, I'm going to go 182
Okay.
because I'm kind of in that high, like medium spot where I think it's good, but
Yeah.
I also like kind of wanted more, you know?
Yeah. My gut was 175. It feels low, but I think I'll do
Okay.
175. Yeah, it more than better than average. But again, I just don't know. I don't know if that was perfect, you
Yeah.
know, if we'd gotten something different. But I guess maybe even just a little bit different with the cello because I
Hmm.
loved it, but like it was done in the same way every time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, vibe.
200.
200.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Absolutely 100%.
I was thinking 199 just because of the Bruce Wayne parents thing just bugged
That's
me.
fair. That just didn't it didn't do anything for me during the movie. Like when I was watching it, I
Yeah,
did not think about that. In hindsight, I'm
yeah,
like, "Oh yeah, that's dumb." But while I was
yeah,
watching it, I was like, "Okay, cool. That's happening now."
yeah. It's
But the
so
rest of it,
good.
dude, is so
So
good.
good.
It's
Yeah.
just yeah, it it has so much of its own flavor while
Hmm.
not being like, so Everything Everywhere All at Once is probably the
Yeah.
movie that I would say is maybe in a lot of ways the most unique movie of all time
Right.
because it's just so bonkers. But it's like
Yeah.
so cohesive, but it's so weird and it's like was such a unique viewing experience. This one
Yeah.
is like that, but it's way more palatable. Even though it's
Yes.
so dark, it's like so unique, but it's
So
familiar.
grounded. Yeah.
Yeah, it's grounded and the points of view are good and the character development is very good and the little sprinkles of the past are good and I
Hmm.
just think as like a whole they did a great job. I don't even know how long this movie was because
Two
it didn't
hours.
because it didn't matter. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Every I feel like in this movie everything was important. I
Yeah.
never felt like okay, this is really slow and dumb and what's happening, like get to the next thing. It just was always something was always happening, but not necessarily in a go 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 kind of way.
No.
So I just
If
think
you,
they just figured out the pacing of story
yeah.
beats and the vibe and the feeling of everything really well.
Because if you think about it, there's like three big scenes in this movie: him shooting the kids on the bus, him killing his mom, and shooting Murray. And there's really nothing
Yeah.
else in terms of like big. I mean, I guess him
And him
killing.
killing the dude in the apartment.
Yeah, but if you'd said that in a 2 hour movie, there's like four crazy scenes, people would be like, "Oh, that's pretty dumb." But it
Yeah.
wasn't. It was so
No.
intriguing everywhere else. It didn't need to be intense, but you felt anxiety and intense and stress the whole time, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, like this is
Yeah.
horrible," and everything like that. So they did that so well in a perfect amount of time. I mean, I could have had it go a little longer just because of how good it was,
Yeah.
but it didn't need to go longer.
Right.
They wrapped it up perfectly. Nothing felt rushed. It
Yeah.
felt they spent enough time with everything and nothing felt too long or too short.
For sure. I
So,
agree. All right, so what do you think you gave the movie out of 1,000?
Ooh, 968.
Okay, I think I give it a 969. Okay, let's find out.
You're
Craig, you
definitely
gave
higher than that.
it 958,
Oh, jeez. Maybe you did give it a
and I
969.
gave it a 967.
Ah,
So
close.
it was very close. Very close. Um, so we do already know the box office for this
Yeah.
is 1.04,
1.04? Is
I think.
that what it is?
Yeah. So we're not doing any guesses on that today because we've talked about
No.
1.074.
Oh, so close.
Oh, so you won that one.
I did.
So which is, I mean, noteworthy because this was until weeks ago the highest grossing rated R movie, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Of all time.
Yeah.
Until it was beat by Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yep.
So, which is so interesting to me because I always heard that before I had seen this movie. And I kind of was like, why though? And I think
What
I
do you
was
mean?
just, it was because
Oh,
I was
like why it
in,
was the biggest rated R movie?
yeah, because I was in that mindset of how many Jokers are we going to have now when we already got the perfect one?
Yeah.
Like, let's just stop. There's a lot of Batman villains.
Yeah.
And you can make a lot of them cool. Like they haven't done a cool Riddler yet, like an actually cool Riddler. I mean,
Yeah.
the one in the Batman was like fine, cool, fresh take. But I think you could do some dope stuff with him.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean?
He was cool, but I really wanted like him to be the Riddler, you know?
Right.
I mean,
And I'm actually even curious to see what like this Penguin show is about. You know?
yeah,
Because I think Colin Farrell's Penguin is cool.
he is.
But I'm kind of like, let's stop redoing villains because even if they're not, even if they were done poorly in the past, I think I would just like to see something new.
Yeah.
You know, but I was wrong because this Joker was so good.
It was super good.
So good.
It definitely didn't feel like it was needed, but as soon as you see it, it's definitely just like, oh yeah, this should have happened. This is so crazy.
And what else is interesting is I feel like all of the villains they pick for Batman, none of them have superpowers. And maybe that's because Batman doesn't have superpowers.
No, he doesn't.
But it's like everybody else's villains they choose for them, they always have superpowers.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like so
because
is
usually
Batman
the heroes
just
have superpowers?
Is Batman just like in the little leagues?
Kind of.
You
Even
know, like
Spider-Man
Iron Man doesn't
has superpowers.
I guess Iron Man only in his 3 movies, he only fights one guy with superpowers.
Yeah,
Everybody else has
Whiplash
just got
doesn't.
suits.
Yeah, and then they
You know,
did the freaking. Oh, I hate the third one.
what I love about
but
Batman though is his villains. Not only do they not have superpowers, but they also don't have suits. They're just playing tricks on him, no matter who they are.
Yeah,
and somehow it takes him a whole movie to beat all of them.
When he has a way more technology and stuff than they do.
Like you look at the Joker, the Riddler, and the Penguin, and you're like, hey, wait a second, Batman. Shouldn't you be able to mop this up pretty quickly? It's a jokester, and a zoo animal. A fat zoo animal at that. Hey, man.
Even like Scarecrow and Bane. It's like,
exactly. I mean, Bane's huge though, but still,
Bane
you're right.
is huge.
Like, and one of them has pepper spray.
Can you just shoot one?
It's like a jokester, a puzzler, a fat man, a guy, a Macy's cologne guy, and a buff dude, and those are your villains. You know,
Yeah.
when you put them into the real world, they're a lot less scary. Funny. Anyway, okay, so well, I guess that's it for Joker.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see the next one.
Me too.
For anybody who is in my boat, I would recommend watching this movie because it may surprise you if you haven't already seen it. And it seems like most people have seen this because of the dollar amount attached to it. But if you are kind of one of those people who are like, I don't need any more Joker. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Because
Yeah.
this one's good. So,
It's good.
okay, anything else? Joker wise?
No, not Joker wise. No, nothing else.
Okay, so should we go over box office size? Box
Yeah.
office. What's the plural of
Box
offices?
offices.
Office.
Offices.
Offices. So Inside Out
Office
2 is still in theaters. There's
It
still
just came
plenty
out
of.
on streaming.
I just looked it up, and there's still plenty of theaters showing it around me. It is at 1.65
Oh my gosh.
right now,
Insane.
which is a lot of money.
Yeah.
What number is it at now? Let's see, all time. Where's
just
worldwide? Okay,
total.
top lifetime grosses.
Man,
So we are at 10.
10? Is it 10th?
Number 10, dude.
Dang.
It's right behind. It's 13 million behind the live action Lion King.
Oh, it's totally gonna beat that.
Do you think it'll go up 13 more?
Ooh, I don't know.
That's a lot for like an end of run, but it could do it.
is
But the fact that it's in top 10 is kind of cool.
insanely cool.
The crazy thing to me is that every other movie in the top 10 is all like in the last 7 years, except for, well, it's all within the last 9 years, except for Titanic and Avatar.
Yeah.
So it's almost like
And they're all like superhero movies.
yeah, they're all, and Jurassic World.
Yeah.
What does kind of stink is
And
like you
Star
look at this
Wars.
and you're like, wow, it's making all this money. And then you look at the list of adjusted for inflation and you're like, oh, it's not as impressive anymore. You know, Inside Out 2 is probably like the 290th highest grossing movie of all time. Because now tickets are $17 instead of $6.
Instead of like 3.
Right? So it's like, yeah, this list is just going to get more and more modern.
Yeah. I don't know if anything will ever beat Gone with the Wind.
I know. That one, something about it, man.
Yeah.
Something about it. Okay, and then Deadpool and Wolverine is at 1.215, which is cool.
It's
So, I mean,
going.
it beat Joker. That's pretty significant.
It's still going.
That's
and
like, what is that, like 15% more?
Yeah.
Well,
and it
more.
just returned. No, that's 20% more.
Yeah, close.
Yeah. And it just returned to number 1.
Did it really?
Yeah, it's beating Alien Romulus in its second weekend.
Wow.
Yeah.
I need to see it again before it leaves theaters.
I know.
Maybe I'll go on like Monday or Tuesday next week or something.
That one, it's going to be close on who wins.
Yeah. Did we ever figure out the exact number?
No,
between
you gotta
our
see
guesses?
like just minus the 2 and then divide it and then add it.
Let's see. Okay, so 450, 110.
What's the 2 guesses?
So 145
Okay.
and 101. Sorry, 450 and 101.
145 and 101, right?
Yeah.
So, oh dang, you did 101.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were at a billion, 100 million. You're at a billion.
10 million. Yeah.
So it needs to get to 1.23. That's literally
to kind of be a tie.
To literally be a tie.
Oof.
So I'm probably gonna win. I don't think
Yeah.
I don't know. It would only do 20 more million.
Well, not even 1.3 because it would need to get to 1.27.
No, 1.23.
Oh, 1.23. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Is right in the middle.
Yeah.
So it needs 15 more million.
Oh, that's stupid. Oh, well.
It's definitely not going to get to my guess, but...
Yeah, you're right. Okay. A Quiet Place, 261. Is that one done?
Okay. It's got to be.
I cannot imagine anybody else is seeing that movie. And then Alien Romulus is at 229.
Whoa.
Which is solid.
You're totally going to win then.
What did you say? You said 252. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're easily gonna win.
Interesting. Has it been out 2 weeks?
2 weeks now. Yeah.
That's solid, dude.
It's super solid.
That might be it might end up being the highest grossing Alien movie.
It probably
So I think the highest is like
will.
470 or something.
Yeah.
So,
dude, good for it. That's awesome.
I know, yeah. I mean, I think it was a good movie, so I think they definitely earned it.
I'm super happy to lose that one.
Yeah. Cool.
Hmm.
Okie dokie. What do we have coming up?
Oh, it did open in China. Dude, it's almost 3 million away from doing the same in China as it is domestic. Domestic is 76 million and China is 73 million.
Dang.
It's taken off
That's
in
crazy.
China. That's cool.
That's
what did you say? Sorry.
So what's coming up soon? Anything exciting?
We got Joker, and then I don't know if you wanted to see it, but it's probably going to be huge. We have that new movie by The Godfather, with oh my gosh, what's his name?
Adam Driver?
Kylo Ren. Yeah. That weird one I told you about.
Oh yeah.
Megaopolis or something.
Yeah, I do want to see that. I also want to see Speak No Evil.
Megaopolis, yeah. Speak No Evil.
The one with James McAvoy.
Oh yeah. When does that come out?
Couple weeks.
September also. Boy. Did you ever see Blink Twice?
No.
It's Channing Tatum and Haley Joel Osment, the kid from Secondhand Lions.
Yeah.
In a scary psychological mess with your head movie.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Dude, we don't have any big Christmas movies this year. Like movies for Christmas time this year. Which is weird. I feel like every movie there's like one big Avatar, Star Wars, Marvel, something.
Yeah.
And just nothing.
Oh, when's Brave New World?
February.
Oh, why did I think it was this year?
No, dude. Yeah, Deadpool Wolverine's the only Marvel movie this year.
Good for them.
I know.
That's all I'm gonna say is good. Oh,
we do have Gladiator 2 coming soon.
Okay, we have Beetlejuice, but I know you've never seen the first one, right?
I have seen the first one. That's why I'm saying.
The first one. Okay.
I think if you didn't grow up with it, Beetlejuice sucks.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
I watched it as a 23-year-old, and it's garbage.
We're gonna go see The Wild Robot.
Okay. Oh,
have you seen that?
That looks good. Yeah.
With DreamWorks, yeah, that looks super good. The kids want to see that, so we'll go see that.
We'll see Venom, right, in October.
Oh, bro, is that out in October?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I don't know. Do I even care to see that with how bad?
No, but we kind of have to.
Oh, I was so disappointed in the second one.
Yeah. Moana 2 is November.
Okay, we'll probably go see that too. There's Wicked, which I do not care to see.
I will see Wicked.
Because it's Ariana Grande.
I love Ariana Grande. She's incredible, dude. She's weird, but she's incredible.
Oh, dude, you're saying we got nothing for around Christmas time?
Don't talk about the anime.
The Hunter.
Oh, that one. Okay.
What anime?
You had me worried you were going to talk about the Lord of the Rings anime.
Oh. We got Mufasa.
The worst movie. Dude, we do have Sonic 3, though.
We have Sonic 3, though. Did you see the trailer for that?
I haven't seen it yet.
Dude, it looks lit. It actually looks legit.
I mean, the Sonic movies are honestly genuinely very good.
Yeah. They're just fun movies. And it's Keanu Reeves voicing Shadow. So
Yeah.
And we do have Nosferatu. I did want to see that. That is literally coming out on Christmas.
There's actually a lot of movies coming now that I kind of want to see. So.
Yeah. We actually had somebody comment on our Alien Romulus video saying they wanted us to see Nosferatu. In our thoughts on it.
What is it? Just a horror movie?
It's just a horror movie.
Too scary, but maybe I'll go. Weird to put it out on Christmas.
Bill Skarsgård.
As always.
Oh, dude, we're gonna watch it this year.
Okay. Sounds good.
And,
I'm gonna jump into. I've already decided to jump fully into spooky season this year, so I'm gonna try to just watch a buttload of horror movies.
We'll do Babadook and It at least.
Okay.
Those are
I'll do it.
The two. Oh, dude, no, we don't want to see Brave New World in February. We want to see the Smurfs movie. So.
Yeah, I guess we can only pick one.
Yep.
Yep. Well, sorry, everybody.
Oh, dude. Last thing, did you see the trailer for Snow White?
Yeah.
Bro. It looks so bad.
Can you believe that the evil witch that is jealous of Snow White's looks is freaking Gal Gadot, one of the most beautiful people on the planet? She's the one jealous of beauty.
It looks so bad.
It's going to be terrible. I cannot wait.
No.
Okay, everybody. Sorry that was really long.
Yeah, it was a bunch of random stuff, but
bring us home, Craig.
Hey. Oh, crap.
Crap what? You know what reaction time stands for. Tell the people.
I know exactly what reaction time stands for. It stands for randomly equated Antarcticas. Cloudy telepathy is only I can't think of anything other than Nebraska.
Say Nebraska.
Don't we use Nebraska all the time?
I've never heard you use Nebraska once.
Cloudy telepathy is only Nebraska. Tentacles implanted molecular end.
Your words get bigger every week. It's very impressive.
But they don't make sense.
It's not supposed to.
No, it's not.
Alrighty, folks. We will see you next week for